Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Our cold front has swept through and temperatures are starting to drop this afternoon. We'll only make it into the upper 30s, but it'll feel colder. I'll show you the wind chill coming up.
Minnesota protests, demonstrators on the streets overnight after a man was shot in the leg by a federal agent. The calls for peace from leaders in Minneapolis.
Day 2 of testimony. What we can expect today in the Isaiah Ross trial after the mother of one of the victims took the stand in day 1. And the father of the other victim also took the stand. Very, very emotional. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on your Thursday morning. We'll get you caught up on everything you need to know to get your day started. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Ken Smith in for Chris Lovingood. We're waking up to another rather cold morning. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking it all for us.
We had that front come through, still just a few lingering clouds. We take a live look at our Gardner Tower, but skies are clearing and we will see a lot of sunshine today. Winds will be gusty. Right now, our wind is out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour, but the winds will start to pick up as we get closer to lunchtime. That will push more cold air in. Right now, we've dropped to 38 degrees. That's about as warm as it will get later on this afternoon. It is 37 in Southern Pines, 40 in Rocky Mount. We're in the mid 30s in Roxborough and South Hill, but it feels like mid to upper 20s, and it feels like right around freezing in the Triangle and down in Fayetteville. Our hour-by-hour forecast will keep dropping to about 32 by around 9 a.m. and then only back into the upper 30s for this afternoon. Winter weather chances are increasing for Sunday, particularly the potential for some snow. Coming up at 6:17, I'll walk you through the scenarios. Grant?
Yeah, watching a new incident. This is off of I-40 at Rocky Quarry Road. This is going to be headed eastbound on I-40 at Rocky Quarry Road. You can see close to the ramp to get off of I-40. There's a disabled vehicle there with the first responder there in the shoulder, the right shoulder. So keep that in mind if you're headed eastbound this morning. Might see some slight delays there. Otherwise, we're not seeing any major delays headed eastbound on I-40 so far. Just some folks slowing down just a little bit as they're as folks are in that right shoulder this morning. Tune us in the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Grand thanks. Breaking news right now. Police in Raleigh are investigating after a robbery. It happened at a shopping center on Calvary Drive near Capitol Boulevard. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as forensic crews took pictures of an internet cafe. We're working to learn more about what may have happened here and if anyone was hurt.
Breaking news overnight. Protests breaking out in Minneapolis after a federal officer shot a man in the leg yesterday. Video shows demonstrators lighting fireworks and throwing gas canisters. Homeland Security officials say officers attempted to make a traffic stop involving a man they say is in the U.S. illegally. They say the person drove away, crashed into a parked car, and ran off. Officials say the officer chased him, and then the man assaulted the officer. 2 people nearby began attacking the officer as well. And that's when DHS says the officer fired his gun and hit the initial suspect in the leg. Minneapolis officials are calling for calm as tensions remain high during immigration enforcement operations across Minnesota.
I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos.
Both the officer and the man who was shot were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The other 2 people involved are in police custody.
I'm Kirsten Clark in the WRAL Live Center. While all of this is happening in Minneapolis, leaders in Maine are warning people of potential ICE activity on the way there. We have a quote here from the mayor of Lewiston, Maine. That's Carl Shaleen. He said in a statement yesterday, in part, I urge residents and businesses to know their rights and have a plan of action if ICE stops them in the street, visits their home, or visits their business. I understand that this is an unsettling time for many of our residents. He said Lewiston is a strong city that cares about the community and each other. Our NBC affiliate in Portland, Maine also says the mayor there, that's Mark Dion, issued a similar statement. And we're also hearing from Maine Governor Janet Mills saying, quote, Maine will not be intimidated. So, of course, we'll continue to follow this if and when ICE does make a stop in Maine.
Well, getting back to the situation in Minneapolis, that shooting happened after a woman was shot to death in that same city. Last night here in Raleigh, people gathered in Moore Square to honor Renee Good and speak out against immigration operations.
But there is no partnership in shooting a school teacher. There is no public safety in taking a mother from her children. If they choose to act like a rogue force, we must stop treating them as if this was a normal part of our community.
There have now been several protests all across the Triangle following Good's death.
Happening today, we'll hear more testimony in the double murder trial of Isaiah Ross. He's accused of killing 2 teenagers back in 2022. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the Orange County Courthouse this morning. Kelsey, we heard from parents of both victims during the trial's first day. Very, very emotional.
Yes, Renee, it was, and we're just hours away from hearing new testimony here inside the Orange County Courthouse. We'll go ahead and give you a rundown of everything that happened during the first day of the trial. Isaiah Ross's attorneys say one of the 2 teenage victims he's accused of killing was the aggressor, claiming Ross was acting in self-defense. Several people took to the witness stand, including the people who found the bodies and Orange County Sheriff's Office employees. We also heard from the victims, Lyric Woods and Devin Clark's parents. They recalled the last time they saw their children.
I didn't want to think nothing was wrong. So I kind of just pushed it to the side a little bit.
Tough, emotional moments for those parents there on the stand. The trial continues this morning at 9:30. We're going to have a crew here in the courtroom to let you know what happens, and you can follow along every step on WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Orange County.
Well, crews will be out today working on repairing the Raleigh Convention Center this morning. A crane will be set up on McDowell Street so work can begin. Let's get to WRAL's Ali Kattlebar. She's live near the Convention Center this morning. Ali, there's some road closures that people need to know about this morning.
Yeah, it's right here on McDowell Street. Now, traffic is flowing as normal here. We're not seeing those closures start just yet, but it won't look like this for much longer. So we want to walk you through what this closure is going to look like. So take a look at this map. It shows what this street closure will look like. 2 lanes on McDowell Street are blocked off from the Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard exit ramp to West Cabarrus Street. 1 lane will be open. The city recommends using Wilmington Street to go around the closure. Now, this comes more than a month after authorities say a mechanical failure caused a fire on the roof of the convention center. It reopened this week, and today the convention center says a crane will be set up on McDowell Street to remove the roof and damaged equipment. Crews will then put in a temporary AC unit. Now, this closure is set to last through Sunday, and those repairs are set to be complete, fully complete at the convention center by the spring. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kattlebar, WRAL News.
Outage resolved. That's the news late last night from Verizon after more than 100,000 customers lost service yesterday. Verizon is also announcing that affected customers will receive credits on their accounts. We received dozens of emails from viewers after their service went down around noon yesterday. Customers reported seeing an SOS mode on their phone, which meant that they were only able to call 911. We spoke with people who said they had no idea what was going on.
I panicked. I was like, I know I paid the bill, so let me go and check it out and see what is going on. So I took a drive over here to see, if it was something that they could do to, reverse the problem.
North Carolina Emergency Management confirmed with WRAL that their operations were not impacted. Outages were also reported in major cities like New York, Philadelphia, Houston, Atlanta, and Miami.
Attorneys for Austin Thompson want special accommodations for his trial next month. Thompson is accused of killing 5 people in Raleigh's Hedingham neighborhood back in 2022. His attorneys say the stress of the trial was a contributing factor to a recent seizure Thompson suffered. They want someone in the courtroom who can administer his medication in the event of another seizure.
Happening today in Raleigh, an ankle monitoring program will ask state lawmakers for more funding to avoid shutting down. The Criminal Justice Information Network tracks more than 1,400 criminal defendants across the state. Documents show the group needs more than $11 million in recurring funds to continue operating and growing across North Carolina. WRAL state government reporter Paul Spey explains why North Carolina judges are sending letters of support for the program.
It's a very important part of our pretrial process that keeps people safe and gives defendants some freedom before the trial.
Representatives for the organization are expected to ask for the funding in a hearing today. You can read more about the group and get updates throughout the day on WRAL.com.
Time now, 6:10. Stepping down, a key member of the UNC Board of Trustees resigning. What led to his decision to leave the school?
The future of AI. Our state's attorney general aims to regulate how it's used. We'll explain how that will happen.
And the wind is not our friend for today. Our wind's now coming out of the northwest. We're seeing some gusts already to 24, 25 miles per hour. That means the wind chill will be bitter through the day. I'll show it to you coming up.
All right, take a look at your screen. We've got your winning Powerball numbers right there. 6, 24, 39, 43, 51, the Powerball 2, the multiplier 2 as well.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, there goes our cold front. It has moved out, and what is moving in is cold air. As a matter of fact, you can see just some light snow showers from the mountains back to the north and west. We're not going to see any of that. Our skies will be clear today, and I love it. Franklinton has all these winter lights out in front of the middle school there, and how appropriate for it today, because it is really going to feel like winter. This is a look at the wind chill. On the right, it feels like 20s in Roxborough and South Hill. It feels like almost freezing everywhere else except for Clinton and Goldsboro. The winds are a little bit lighter there. Walking the dog this morning, you're going to want that coat, probably the gloves too. Our temperatures this afternoon don't make it out of the 30s. And of course, we have the chance possibly for some snow on Sunday. I'm going to walk through the scenarios coming up. Grant?
Yeah, traffic-wise this morning, still watching I-40 eastbound at Rock Quarry Road. We still have a disabled vehicle there. Let's go. There was a crash there on I-40 eastbound. The vehicles are in the right shoulder, though, so we're not seeing too many delays headed eastbound. But if you are on I-40 eastbound near this area, just keep in mind you might have a slight delay as folks kind of navigate around that accident this morning. No delays on I-40 eastbound from I-85 this morning, and no delays headed south on Highway 1 this morning from Wake Forest. Also, I-40 westbound looking good so far. You can tune us in the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, Grant, thank you. We'll check in with you in just a bit. This morning, a powerful member of the UNC Board of Trustees is out. John Pryor has resigned from his position. Pryor had been on the board since 2019 and has been serving as chairman since last summer. He played a key role in several high-profile changes at the university. That includes the creation of the at times controversial School of Civic Life and Leadership. He also played a role in bringing Bill Belichick to UNC. WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy says despite the rocky football season, Pryor thought his work was successful.
Pryor would still consider it a success. That the football program sold out of its season tickets, sold out of all of its tickets. It generated more sponsorship, more donations, more revenue from all sorts of factors. And it really put North Carolina in the limelight as far as a football program.
Pryor did not give a specific reason for his departure, but said in a letter sent Friday that he had, quote, never felt better about the direction of the university.
Today, President Trump will welcome Venezuelan opposition leader and Nobel Prize winner Maria Corina Machado to the White House. The visit comes after President Trump declined to endorse her when the U.S. captured Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro. Trump allowed Maduro's Vice President Delcy Rodriguez to lead instead. Also, the U.S. has officially started selling Venezuelan oil. In the days after the capture of Maduro, President Trump says he planned to tap into the country's oil reserves. And now an administration official says the U.S. has completed its first sale valued at $500 million. Last week, Trump said the oil industry would invest at least $100 billion to rebuild Venezuela's energy sector. Oil industry leaders have not yet committed to those investments, though.
North Carolina is taking the lead in a national effort to regulate artificial intelligence. Attorney General Jeff Jackson kicked off a new bipartisan push yesterday. President Donald Trump has sought to ban states from regulating AI at all. He says it should only be up to the federal government. But several members of Congress and state-level leaders disagree with that. Jackson, a Democrat, and Utah's Republican Attorney General say AI can have some great uses, but they say it can also be abused.
There's some very promising developments there. But as AGs, we're also seeing ways that this technology can be abused. Voice cloning, deep fakes, AI robocalls.
It is incredibly important that we do it, not only for our industries, but for our kids.
State attorneys general spend lots of time fighting scammers. They're worried that if they can't regulate AI, then AI scams will only continue to grow in size and sophistication. More on this new bipartisan push on artificial intelligence at WRAL.com.
Some Buddhist monks are getting closer and closer to the triangle on foot. The monks cross the state line into North Carolina as they march across the country for peace. The walk started in Texas more than 2 months ago and will end in Washington, D.C. They're expected to arrive in Raleigh sometime next week and should reach D.C. by February 11th. And Elizabeth, if today is any indication, they could be walking through some very cold weather here.
They really could. Tomorrow morning, we're looking at temperatures in the teens. And it's not just them, of course, but a lot of people have been lining up to see them. I've seen that on social media. So it's been, their walk has been quite popular. What's probably not going to be so popular is the cold air that rolls in behind our front. The front has moved out. The colder air is gradually pushing in today. So you can see for tomorrow, we'll climb back up into the mid 40s. We were in the 40s this morning, but temperatures will drop into the 30s over the next couple of hours, and we'll stay there for the rest of the day. Now, Saturday, we see a little bump up. There may be just an isolated shower that rolls through around the middle of the day on Saturday, and it'll be fairly cloudy. And then cold air rushes in. That 41 that you see on Sunday will likely happen early in the day, and then the colder air will arrive. So it's looking like we will likely have the cold air. None of this is set in stone. If the cold air doesn't arrive in time and the coastal low doesn't develop in the right place, then we're out of luck with snow, or in luck if you don't want it. But it certainly looks like we have at least the two elements that we would need, the cold air and a coastal low, for us to have a chance of some snow on Sunday. Let's start with Friday. Friday, we're looking at mostly clear skies, high temperatures in the mid 40s. The cold front comes in, brings us a chance of showers midday Saturday, but the amounts will be very light. Then the front moves out and the cold air moves in, and then the low develops along the front. And where the low is means everything. If that low is farther inland, we see rain. If it's too far away from us, we don't see any precipitation at all. So it has to hit a sweet spot for us to see snow. It's likely to happen during the daytime. And of course, that means that temperatures, will be at their warmest, and it'll be hard to get down to freezing for any of that to stick. So a lot of things that we're watching. We're trending colder than we were yesterday. That storm track is critical, as I was just saying, and our moisture levels still could be on the light side. Right now, we're looking at the probability at only about 15% of an inch of snow for most of our viewing area. That goes way up as you get closer to the coast because it'll be closer to the moisture source. So quick chance of a shower Saturday, a chance of snow on Sunday. There's a small chance that it could be rain, but really looking more at a snow event. Still looking at very light amounts for our area, so we'll watch that closely. Again, and our temperature on Sunday will drop. It is very chilly out there this morning, and our temperature drops into the teens. We'll talk wind chills coming up in just a bit. Grant?
Yeah, looking at our traffic across the area from Raleigh up through Durham, even towards Chapel Hill on I-40 this morning, and 85, 440, all looking good so far this morning. Everyone's in the green. We're watching a couple of incidents that were on I-40 west and eastbound. There are a couple of spots that we are watching, but not seeing any delays now, and those look to have cleared up. Heading southbound on Highway 1 from Wake Forest, now a 1-minute delay, so not too much of a concern there, but a slight delay there. Otherwise, all major routes are looking great so far this morning. Tune us in on the radio, 1015 HD3.
Thanks, Grant. Tax season. Now is the time to start planning. 5 Under Side explains the big changes you need to know about this year.
And coastal access. Progress is being made on the new bridge entering the Outer Banks, where you will be able to use it on your next trip to our coast. Progress is underway on the new bridge across the Alligator River on our coast. This area is right before you enter the Outer Banks. It's called the Lindsay C. Warren Bridge. It will be a 3.3-mile, 2-lane, high-rise bridge on Highway 64. This will allow boats to pass underneath the bridge while vehicle traffic on top of the bridge without a problem.
A lot of our positioning is done off of anchors and GPS systems as opposed to the typical pile driving through templates and installation of a pre-installed template and piles into that. We've eliminated the template by using the software and the GPS technology.
Well, since February of last year, crews completed around 95% of the foundation work. The estimated completion date is set for 2028.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Your chance to hear a little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Oh, yeah.
As well as a chance to be in a live Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, some stories that's trending this morning that caught our attention. So let's start with John Mellencamp hitting the road to play some familiar favorites. The singer announcing his Dancing Worlds tour. He will be playing some of his greatest hits in 19 U.S. cities this summer. I'm talking beloved songs he has not played live in years.
Oh, he better play Jack and Diane, right? The tour also includes a stop in Charlotte. Mellencamp will be at the Truliant Amphitheater on July 30th. And if you're old school like us and you're wondering, wait, wasn't he John Cougar Mellencamp? Yeah. He dropped the Cougar in 1991. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Just John
either.
Mellencamp now.
And Jack and Diane was cool when we were in college back in the day.
This year could be your chance to be in a Super Bowl commercial. Skittles is holding a contest to find a home to do its live Super Bowl ad. The lucky winner will have Skittles delivered by movie star Elijah Wood directly to their home.
Yeah, so how's now you can enter by going to followtherainbow.com. The potential winner will be announced January 21st. And of course, the Super Bowl is February 8th, right here on WRAL.
And if that happens to you, wow, all eyes will be on you. That's a lot of eyeballs.
Gosh, I know.
Day 2 of testimony. What we can expect today in the Isaiah Ross trial after the mother of one of the victims took the stand in day 1.
And we've got a traffic alert for you. Changes in downtown Raleigh today while crews begin repairs to the Raleigh Convention Center.
And cold air is starting to pour into our area. Temperatures have dropped significantly in the last 3 hours. It feels like freezing in the Triangle, 20s to the north, and will only get colder. I'll show you what the wind chill will feel like through the day coming up.
And as we take a break, here are your winning lottery numbers right there on your screen.